Welcome back, dear student. In this JavaScript versus Solidity comparison, similarity and differences, we have talked about similarities. Then previous video we talked about 6 differences, part 1. These are another differences, part 2. So let's get that done. Like you will always remember, I can just comment this out, but I'm typing it to remind you. So always try to type things out, especially as a beginner in any programming language you are learning. It will help you a lot. So now, as usual, we are talking about JavaScript versus Solidity. So, and we are looking at 6 differences. If I misspell it, sorry. Part 2. Yeah, so let's go through that. This number 7, JavaScript does not need to be compiled, but Solidity needs to be compiled to write code for EVM to run. Like you already know it here, you have to deploy, compile this over here first before you can go ahead to deploy it. You get what I'm saying? So, but for JavaScript, you already see it right here where we have tested it. Nothing is to work even straight in your browser like we did with alert previously, and then it works straight here, no compilation, because every browser now come default with JavaScript engine, so which help you to render out this code and things like that. So JavaScript is majorly built for front end, so it's very easy to do and go through it as well. So let's get back to JavaScript can declare decimal variable like, variable equals to point this, while Solidity does not allow using decimal in variable. So, you can, this same thing that we declare initially there, if we come back here again, we can declare another variable. If we want to say uint, let's just say number 2 equals to 1.2. There's nothing like this in Solidity. It doesn't allow you to do it because Solidity is already, like Ethereum now is denoted in like 18. So which means you can break one Ethereum down to like, I think almost 18 million places. You get what I'm saying? So all those things can wrap up to cater for this floating number. Whereas in JavaScript, you can always say number 2 equals to 1.2. And this works. So I think let's see it here. If we say var C, we stop at C. So let's use D equals to 1.2. Do you see it now? So we can say alert D and enter 1.2. You see it straight away. So that's it. Back to this. JavaScript does not show error. So it's easy to write bad bugged code without knowing, especially for newbie. Why Solidity chose error to help ensure when your code is bugged, you can easily spot specific error while coding. You see what I'm saying now? Look at this. You don't have all this error in JavaScript. You get what I'm saying? So it's very difficult. You don't have all those things. So you have to be very careful when using JavaScript. So flexible, you can bend it left and right. At the same time, the downside of that is that you can easily write bug code, but this instantly before you even try to compile, we tell you and will not even compile. That until you fix all those essential error, you will likely, it doesn't mean you cannot do some error and slip away and it will be costly, but that alone saves you a lot of errors. Now number 10, JavaScript allow to change and reassign variable, to change and reassign a variable value type. For example, now we have declared this. We said there's nothing like this. Solidity will not allow it for you. So nothing like floating number or decimal in there. So now you can reassign. Like now, if this uint 1 is here, you may decide to say, okay, maybe this number to become string this. So that's like you now come over here again and we declare this and say string number equals to, you get what I'm saying? String number equals to web3. Do you get what I'm saying? This is not, will not allow you, it won't work. Because JavaScript Solidity does not allow you to reassign that particular something. So, for example, if I try to comment this out, you see that it's pointing the error one by one. Comment this out. Comment this out. Then this is Solidity, and this is JavaScript. You see that it's pointing out those JavaScript code gradually, that this shouldn't be in this code, please. You get, so you see it now. Declaration expected. Let's comment it out. So uint number 2. Can you see now? We now have the error. Identifier not found or not unique. So if you clear this up now and point it to 1. Oh, sorry. I used to do this mistake, unit instead of uint. So let's go back to 1.2 and let's see. Do you see it? There's error. Is explicit implicitly convertible. Do you get things like that? So, but if we remove this dot and becomes 12, you see error gone. Now, string number web3, you can see it. Identifier already declared, and you can't change it again to any other thing, or just say something like, let's say number equals to web3. Do you get? Do you get what I'm saying now? So those are part of the issue that you have here over in Solidity that you don't have in JavaScript. So, but over here in JavaScript, let's try and see. Can we do that? Let's say let d, it can still also be var now equals to programmingfaq.com. Uncut error, d is already declared. Do you see it now? So, but if you pull it the same way, like d equals to, let's just say I. Do you see it? So if we now say the same thing, if we just say, for you to be sure, now look at what has happened here. If we say alert d, you see what will happen. D is now I, whereas d was previously 1.2. So now I can still change it back to var d equals to, let's first change it back to 5, your number, and alert d. What am I even typing? I need to click this off first. So d equals to 5. Then alert d equals to 5. Then we can come back again and change that 5 to this same thing that we did here. So you see that it will work. We just need it to be on the same declaration level like var. And then let's see. You see, then alert d again, programmingfaq.com. You get? So meanwhile, that's our site anyway. So that's what we are talking about. You can't swap different types of variable data type in Solidity. It won't allow you. But that is, and all these things are part of what makes it easier to make bug and error prone program with JavaScript easily that you won't even know, because it will still be working. So that's it. Any other thing? JavaScript number variable is just one and allow positive integer. So for example, JavaScript number can just be one. Number is number, you get what I'm saying? But in in Solidity we have about 2 types of them, which can be int or uint. So we still learn about this anyway. Don't let us waste time on this. We still learn on variables later. So just have that in mind and you learn it fully. We are still going to discuss about variables, so you learn about that seriously there. Then number 12, JavaScript variable can be declared anywhere globally in JavaScript file, but Solidity variable must always be declared within a smart contract code block or it will show error. So you can see it. You see everything, all this variable, everything must be declared within this code block of specific contracts. We can have multiple contracts in this same place. We have another contract to get. So, but in JavaScript, you don't need all this. Once it's already declared or external or it's saved as, once you save it as just JS, you don't even need to put the script code. Just start declaring and start using your variable. Yeah, we have one more left in this section of another 6 different 6 per 3. So let's get into that. Keep the programming spirit high and alive. I remain Solomon Foske of programmingfaq.com. Yeah, that's it. Let's move.